Okay, so the site's coming along, looking great. And while we're on this roll of adding some bells and whistles and functionality to it, I want to show you something that goes along right with the smooth scroll and the scroll spy. So if you notice on this Massive Academy site here, we see this arrow right here. And if you have a really long tower site like this one, people may want to get back to the top, and it's very common to put this back to top button down here that makes it nice and quick and scrolls them back to the top. So we're going to learn how to do that, okay? And one thing that might pop in your mind is we've never seen, since we've been building in this course, an element just hang out on the screen like this. Okay, how's it able to stay here and scroll over all these other parts of our website? And this has to do with positioning. Okay, so let's look up positioning. CSS positioning. All right. So there are 4 types of positioning. Okay, you can see them here. We have static, we have fixed, we have relative, and we have absolute. We've only been dealing with static positioning so far. HTML elements are positioned static by default. A static positioned element is always positioned according to the normal flow of the page. Okay, static positioned elements are not affected by the top, bottom, left, and right properties. It's not going to make sense right now, but it will by the end of this lesson. Now what we're going to get into is fixed positioning. An element with fixed position is positioned relative to the browser window. Okay, it will not move even if the window is scrolled. Exactly as we see here. It's not moving as we scroll about the window. And it's positioned relative to the browser window. So it's always in the same spot right here. Okay? So we're going to learn how to do that. So let's go over to our site. And what we're going to do is, it doesn't really matter where you put it in the code, but just to make it easy, I'm going to put it down here below the footer. And we're going to give it a div with an ID of back to top. Okay? Whoops. All right, now, where are we going to get this image? Well, let's go back to our friends over here at Font Awesome and see what they got for us. So, Font Awesome, icons, and let's see, it should be like directional icons. Here we go. Perfect. FA chevron circle up. Let's click on this. This is perfect. So let's add in this chevron here, or this icon here, and let's see what it looks like. So we're going to come back over here, and right now, nice. See how it's way over here in the very bottom of the screen? Well, first off, we want to make it bigger. So let's go back over here, and remember how to make it bigger. We looked right here. We want to give it an FA let's go 2x. Give it a class of FA 2x. We did 4x. That was pretty big before. Let's do 2x. Still want it a little bigger. Not quite as big as that, but in between the two. So 3 seems like the natural thing to try out. And nice. That's a good size. Okay. So we have it at 3x. Now let's inspect this element. And it's by default positioned statically within the flow of the page. So let's give this whole div here a position fixed. And you don't see it appearing anywhere. So what we have to do is we're going to say, well, it's going to be position fixed, so it's relative to the window here. And where do we want it? So I want it in the bottom right. So I want it probably, let's say, 10 pixels from the bottom. Oh, forgot to add in pixels. That would help. And 10 pixels from the right. All right, so the bottom 10 pixels from the right, 10 pixels. We're good here. And now you'll see it staying down there. All right, I'm going to change it actually. No, it's a little bit too close to the edge there for me. We want it to be subtle, but we also want it to be, nice positioning. So let's go position fixed, bottom 20 pixels, right 20 pixels. You can copy this since we know that it works. And let's go open up our CSS custom. You haven't forgotten about this. And now we can put it right here since it's an ID. Back to top. And let's remember, you can indent those with Command right bracket on on a Mac and Control right bracket on a PC. Save that, reload the page. Beautiful, saved in there. So it looks good down in there. However, no functionality. So we need it to be able to be clicked. So let's add a link to it. So ahref, and we want it to be just like earlier with the Jumbotron. So we'll do ahref class Jumbotron for it to go to the top of the page. In this, reload the page. All right, so we see that it's clunky again, pushes us up. So there's a couple things to fix. First, we want to fix this link here. So we want it to have a color. I think the rest of this site's like, that's not right. I think it's 333. What are these? Yep, 333. All right. So we want to have a color of 333. So to do that, remember, get involved. Back to top. Back to top. Color 333. Reload the page. It's linked up there. All right, so we want to give it a nice smooth scroll as we did with these. So by now we know how to do that. Very nice. Let's go over here to smoothscroll.js. Let's just do the same thing we've been doing. So for this time, we're going to take away this .navbar brand, and we're in a div with an ID of back to top, and then the link is inside that div. You could speed this up if you want. You could change this if you want. You know how to do that now. And let's reload this page. And nice. All right, so we learned about fixed positioning here. This lesson, you can use it for, back to top like this support, which we've done, or you could also use it. I don't know if you've ever seen sites with like give us feedback here. Sometimes, you go on a blog. Let's see. It's a great blog, by the way, for marketing. Shout out to Noah. He's a genius, but we'll go to one of his blog posts here and see these on the side here. They're staying in the same position on the screen the whole time, so they're using fixed positioning here. So a lot of times blog posts, they'll have those social icons there to encourage you to share it. So that's fixed positioning. You now know how to do that as well. And we'll be moving on.